If you're looking for the ultimate Wi-Fi coverage, Netgear could well have the answer with their range extending solution, the Netgear Orbi. The Netgear Orbi is a new spin on the home Wi-Fi router, pronounced router for those US viewers, designed specifically to stretch Wi-Fi coverage further than any normal router can manage. The secret to the Orbi is that it consists of two units, each of which is a fully fledged tri-band router with one 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi band and two 5 GHz bands. Such tri-band routers are nothing new, although it's still quite a high-end feature, but the Orbi dedicates one of those 5 GHz bands solely to communicate between the main router and the satellite router. This wireless backhaul largely eliminates the main problem associated with conventional Wi-Fi extenders, and it's this backhaul communication that sets the Orbi apart from competing units. The idea is that you place the main router somewhere convenient, close to where your internet connection enters the house, as you would with any normal router. The satellite router is then placed somewhere more central, making a star-like topology rather than a true mesh Wi-Fi system, guaranteeing wider coverage with higher speeds, and best of all, it's easy to set up too. The Orbi router and satellite are identical, tall, white, oval units with a soft-touch white finish. With such a small footprint and no external aerials getting in the way, the units can sit unobtrusively on a windowsill or shelf. The downside is that the raw performance won't quite match some hefty routers with external aerials simply due to the Orbi's Unit 6 antennae being squeezed inside a much smaller space. But the main goal here isn't maximum performance but consistent, more far-reaching performance. At the top of either unit is an oval ventilation opening from which a ring of light is emitted, glowing magenta, blue or white to indicate current status. You get no other feature-specific lights though, so diagnosing a problem isn't quite as straightforward as looking at a flashing light like it is on some other routers. Nevertheless, around the back of the router is the modem input and 3 more Ethernet ports for connecting whatever wired devices you may have. There's a USB connection that can be used to share printers or files from USB drives too, although only at USB 2 speeds. Besides the ports are the unit's main power button, power connection, and reset button. The satellite is pretty much identical, but the WAN socket is a normal LAN Ethernet, so you get 4 sockets in total. All are gigabit Ethernet 2, making them rather speedy links. The idea is that you place the main router somewhere convenient, close to where your internet connection enters the house, as you would with any normal router. The Orbi has no inbuilt modem, so you'll need to use your own or place your current unit into modem-only mode before connecting it to the WAN port on the back of the main Orbi unit. The satellite router is then placed somewhere more central. There are other units that are similar, but none of these are tri-band with a dedicated 5 GHz band for backhaul. Nor is each router as powerful, or do they include as many features or offer as many customization options, which we'll look at shortly. Once powered, the ring of light at the top indicates status and whether the satellite is receiving a good signal with the main router, a solid blue being ideal. The next step involves visiting orbilogin.com from a hardwired computer or from a unit connecting to the Orbi's Wi-Fi SSID and following the on-screen instructions to set up your Orbi network. This takes you through setting up some security and choosing your wireless network name and password. It really is that simple. It'll even go off and fetch the latest firmware updates, applying them with ease. Once you're up and running, you'll find plenty of more advanced level options in the easy-to-use interface. Loading times can become a little slow and frustrating after a while, but there are plenty in terms of customization options available, including being able to turn either unit into a conventional Wi-Fi access point, add parental controls and block access to websites or to specific users, as well as configure static routing, VPN, port forwarding, and so on. If that wasn't impressive enough as it was, I was left even more impressed by the system's overall performance. Don't get me wrong, the Orbi doesn't set any new speed records for the shorter range tests, but it does keep in line with typical high-end AC routers. This is partially down to the fact that you can't disable band steering on this router, a feature that tends to reduce maximum performance compared to separating out the bands and connecting to them manually, so those seeking pure performance will want to look elsewhere. It was once I stepped away from the router though, to the furthest point in my house, that the Orbi really showed what it can do. While most routers I've tried, including the Apple Time Capsule, even the great Netgear Nighthawk X10, have dropped their wireless connection completely by this point, the Orbi was still maintaining fantastic speeds, much above any conventional router could handle. Coupled with that dedicated backhaul channel, meaning wireless clients maintain their full wireless speeds, I've been left mighty impressed. The Netgear Orbi is by far a fantastic Wi-Fi solution for large homes struggling with Wi-Fi coverage. It's incredibly easy to set up and provides much faster performance than any single router at long range. It's not a particularly cheap option, mind, but if you're in a similar situation to me and simply haven't been able to find another Wi-Fi solution with a coverage that works, then the Orbi is definitely worth a try. For those with smaller homes though, it's unlikely you'll take advantage of what the Orbi can do, except when venturing to the bottom of the garden, so you'd be better off buying a more conventional, powerful dual-band router like the awesome Nighthawk X10. But if you're looking for the widest range with high performance, I've certainly been left impressed by the Netgear Orbi wireless system.